that vegan dude in Japan. He has no idea what he's going to get himself into. He's going to accidentally eat fish in this video. He's also going to have some seriously amazing good vegan food. But will he discover the deep, dark secret that holds back Japan from being a vegan mecca?
Okay, here I am in Tokyo, Japan, to find out if a vegan can survive and thrive here. Now, I've been to Japan before, but it was like 25 years ago, and it sure has changed. And I have too. You know, back then I was a sushi swilling maniac. Now I'm vegan. I've been vegan for 15 years. And so I consider myself a vegan foodie. I'm gonna go ahead and try different restaurants, different options, and I have a bunch of questions that need to be answered. First of all, is it hard to be a vegan in Tokyo? Are the vegan restaurants any good? Or are they just for the tourists? How about vegan options in convenience stores? And I will tell you my brutal, honest opinion without holding back. So come along with me. It's gonna be interesting. Today's my first full day in Japan, and we're going somewhere special, a place that some consider the most aesthetic and delicious restaurant in all of Japan. Vegan Curry PQ. I'm also meeting up with some vegan influencers, and we're gonna do some like collab type of situation. We'll see what happens.
This restaurant felt like I was in a fever dream. Vegan Curry PQ is part restaurant, part art show. The owner, Sage, started as an artist and now channels that energy into delectable food that is incredibly beautiful. The curry dishes are whimsical, beautiful, edible exhibits. At a vegan influencer meetup, I got to try his creations: a cow-shaped curry, elaborate seasonal sides, and desserts that were just as stunning as they were delicious. It's fun, quirky, and unforgettable, but you do have to pre-order if you want artistic curries. Vegan Curry PQ is definitely worth a visit.
Is it possible to get a great cheapskate meal in Tokyo? Now, I live in Los Angeles where food is generally more expensive, but these deals are outrageous.
Can you be a cheapskate vegan in Tokyo? Oh yeah, I went low. My cheapest was 50 yen, about 35 cents. My biggest splurge, 150 yen, $1, for the plant-based soft serve with fluffy castella balls. I had it 3 times, no regrets. You'll find it at the IKEA in Shinjuku or Harajuku. The Shinjuku branch also has vegan hot dogs for 80 yens. But I'm pretty sure the bun isn't vegan, so I just ate the dog straight up. Another budget hack is conveyor belt sushi at Kura. The vegan rolls are simply mostly veggies, burdock roll, cucumber roll, but at 150 yen a plate, you can eat your stuff for under $10. Not much protein, but it's fun.
Are these restaurants just for tourists? I'm generally in tourist areas, so obviously there's a high concentration of people visiting. And so if these restaurants are in touristy areas, obviously the tourists are going to be a part of this experience. However, I definitely saw places where locals were enjoying the food as well. I think there's more to this as well. There is some type of cultural imperative in Japanese culture to conform. And veganism in the society is looked at a different way. The main society here moves in a omnivore direction, and you see it everywhere. You see it in signage, you see it in all the restaurants, you see images of flaming meat, flaming chicken. If you live in a society that stresses conformity, obviously being vegan, especially in an ethical sense, may be counter to those imperatives. When I had my influencer meet, it was kind of interesting because, you know, all of the influencers were expatriates. Perhaps a lot of vegans in Japan keep their veganism to themselves. I think that the complexity of veganism in Japan can really be shown through a lens of the convenience stores. Items that look like they would 100% be vegan are not vegan. And in fact, even the labeling is incorrect on these particular items.
My first day in Japan, fresh off the plane, I walked into a 7-Eleven in Akihabara and lose it. Shelves packed with tofu bars, onigiri snacks that all look plant-based and cheap. I thought I landed in vegan paradise. No, it was vegan hell. I grabbed a tofu mushroom stick, Google translated the label. The ingredient list was all plant-based, so I scarfed it down. Later at a vegan meetup, I learned the hard truth. Japan sneaks fish into everything. Onigiri, tofu sticks, even rice. It's part of the dashi that they love to put in all their foods. And since Japan doesn't consider fish an allergen, coupled with lax label rules, companies don't have to list it on their labels. A few of their onigiris are suitable for vegans. The salt onigiri and some of the plum ones depending on convenience store chains. But what's a vegan to do? If you're vegan or allergic, be careful. Japan-based influencer Itadake Healthy on Instagram contacts companies directly and shares what's actually safe. So it's really good to follow her, because in Japan, Google Translate or the ingredient list won't save you. My collaboration on IG with Japanese-based creators Veg Anita Dollar and Tokyo Green Girls involved me trying and rating all of the truly vegan-friendly snacks. So there are some delicious snacks in Japanese convenience stores that are suitable for vegans.
Okay, this is a live tasting of one of the only tofu bars at 7-Eleven in Japan that has no fish sauce in it. It's the tofu sweets bar. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a rating from 1 to 10, 10 being best. Here it is. Very jiggly. It's tofu. Okay, this is like firm tofu, but it's like a sweet firm tofu. Texturally, it's not doing it for me. I give it like a 5 out of 10.
Now I'm here for a little over a week, so it's entirely obvious that I cannot get a complete impression of what it's like to be vegan in Tokyo, but I'm just showing you what it's like from a tourist perspective. And this is a perspective that a lot of us will experience.
Is Tokyo's vegan Izakaya a tourist trap or the real deal? Misaka Izakaya sits inside the busy Shibuya Parko Mall. It definitely has the vibes of a neighborhood hangout. But when I was there, the crowd was mostly tourists like me. Still, the vibe was fun, the prices are fair, and the food, perfect drinking snacks. Highlights for me were the sizzling mapu tofu and the crispy gyoza. Absolute standouts. Some dishes leaned a little salty, but hey, that's Izakaya food. I even grabbed a non-alcoholic beer and went a little too hard. The best part, no matter how tipsy you get, there's no risk in accidentally ordering animal dishes here. 100% vegan, and a fun place to get your drink on. Should I have ordered this? Absolutely not. But it was one of the only vegan options on the island. How did this vegan hold up on the hottest day of summer in Japan? Welcome to Enoshima Island, a quick coastal escape just an hour from Tokyo. Endless views, scenic shrines, and tourists. Lots of them. My journey began with an ice-cold cucumber on a stick and some pineapple. But despite the intense humidity, heat, and hustle, Enoshima has its magic. Tide pools and the mysterious caves on the back side of the island. At one point, they handed me a candle to explore the pitch-black cave tunnels. Food-wise, they sell seafood, and their specialty, shirazu. And I remember nearly 20 years ago having this dish in Japan. I thought I was eating noodles, but I realized that each one of the noodles had 2 little eyes. And they were actually tiny little fish, all collectively staring at me. Anyway, that grossed me out, and I went vegan not long after that, and never looked back. Which leads me to my mid-falafel. It wasn't great, but better than little baby fish staring at me. And then, because fate is cruel, I nearly perished climbing stairs back to the island's entrance. It was rough and quite a workout. Was it worth it on the hottest day of summer? Yeah, but I'd rather come back in the fall.
And honestly, like me, if you have a family that has mixed diets, lifestyles, it might be difficult for everyone to share a meal at the same time. Obviously, I'm a vegan influencer guy, and it's an imperative for me to try all the vegan spots that I can. However, there were times when I did have to split out from my group and venture by myself because of the challenges of either like finding a restaurant or the fact that maybe some of the restaurants didn't offer food that didn't appeal to omnivores. Why did I just say that?
Are there vegan options at Tokyo restaurants? Well, you better like green onions. Here's the deal. Once you step into the omnivore-focused spots, things get tricky real fast. Most restaurants in Tokyo do not offer much for vegans. In Shinjuku, Tempon Baby advertises vegan options. Their staff was very kind and helpful, and though it took a little back and forth to explain the difference between vegetarian and vegan, the end result was a pretty tasty okonomiyaki, although I'll admit it was a bit one-dimensional. If you need a safe and easy go-to, Koko Ichibanya, a curry chain that's seemingly everywhere, is a solid option. They got a vegetarian curry that the menu states is free from animal-derived ingredients. I went wild with add-ons and maxed out the spice level to 15. I also found a Vietnamese restaurant in Shinjuku called Ban Siu. Not only do they have a legit vegan menu alongside their standard offerings, but the food was pretty good.
There's all sorts of people that seek out plant-based meals. There's vegans that do it for ethical reasons. There's also people that have a plant-based diet because of their health. There's also people that follow a plant-based diet because of their religious backgrounds and beliefs. Now, there definitely are subsets of this group. There are some vegans that don't necessarily care about the quality of the food. They're just happy that the food is vegan. I'm what you call a vegan foodie. So what's important to me is the quality of the food. I feel that vegan food can soar in an amazing way. A lot of times it doesn't. So I'm going to actually look at what I eat in a critical way.
The best meal in Japan that I almost never had. Japan can be confusing. In Harajuku, Google Maps led me to the wrong spot, an omnivore restaurant with a nearly identical name. After some head scratching, I realized the vegan place I was searching for was actually upstairs in the same building, actually owned by the same chain, different restaurant, Vegan Bistro Jangara. And wow, this place rocks. Their Kyushu-style tonkatsu ramen blew me away. Rich, deep broth, noodles with the perfect bite, vegan excellence, exactly what I was hoping for in Japan. I loved it so much I went back for more a couple days later. Sizzling vegan meat, Taiwan noodle soup, and shoyu ramen, each dish packed with flavor and beautifully presented. Hands down some of the best food of my entire trip. Now, I only spent 10 days here, but it made me wonder, is this the best vegan restaurant in Tokyo?
The one thing nobody talks about regarding these restaurants is a lot of times it's very difficult to find them. They're generally small restaurants, and if they're in high traffic areas, it's almost impossible to find them on Google Maps. And a lot of times restaurants are like stacked up on top of each other in different floors. Sometimes they're inside the basement of a department store or inside a train station. So a lot of times it might be a challenge to find a specific restaurant that you're exactly looking for. It took me almost 35-40 minutes to find T's Tauntaun that was in the Isubukuro train station. And it was almost like a mental challenge to try to find this place. Finally realizing that I actually had to scan my subway card and get literally into the train station where the train stations were departing to actually find the location of the vegan ramen spot.
devastated by vegan gyoza. I visited a restaurant in Tokyo with the most basic name, vegan gyoza, but the dumplings, far from basic. This is a fully vegan spot, 11 different kinds of handmade gyoza, each color a new filling, kimchi, chives, ginger miso, mushrooms, eggplant, and you can taste the rainbow of dumpling madness. They give you a gyoza cheat sheet so you know what flavor explosion you're going to experience. No dumpling sauce required. Steamed? Pan-fried? Don't make me choose. I got both, and I swear every single one leveled up from the last. They got fancy coffee and matcha too. But sorry, my stomach needed real estate for more dumplings. And who did I run into? My guy, Sergeant Vegan. Of course he's here. He knows the deal. You gotta fly 10 hours to Tokyo. And let me tell you, it's worth it. An all-vegan Panda Express in the Silver Lake of Tokyo? Now, I've been loving the vegan restaurants in Tokyo, but I was missing that vibe. Well, I finally found it. Welcome to Shimokitazawa, the hipster capital of Tokyo. Vintage shops, non-stop vibes, and just 5 minutes off the main drag, Oscar's American Chinese. Chef Shinjiro is on another level, recreating American-style Chinese comfort food, but 100% vegan. We're talking sweet and sour pork, kung pao chicken, mapo tofu, chow mein. Nobody else in Japan is doing this. The 3-item combo, just 1,500 yen, about $10 for a mountain of food. And honestly, everything was incredible, but that mapo tofu and the chow mein is living in my head rent-free. 5 minutes further down the street, there's an all-vegan bakery and cafe, and I'm gonna show you that in the next video. Trying the most famous vegan ramen in Japan. Does it live up to the hype? Tease Tantan. Now, I'm a fan of their branded vegan instant ramen, and I would swill this stuff long before I knew it was a chain of 5 stores. Finding the Ikebukuro location? Not easy. It took me 40 minutes wandering through the train station maze. I got the original, a black sesame one, and a salad version. Now, I don't want to dunk on an institution. The food was very good. Broth, nice. The noodles, solid. The signature soy meat scoop, honestly a little odd texturally. Overall, was it better than the vegan ramen chain Jinya in the United States? No. Should it be better? Yes, I'm in Japan! But this was just one meal. Maybe they had an off day.
There are over 41 million people living in Tokyo. You'd think there'd be more vegan options. And while I did find some excellent places, most did not compare to what I expect in Los Angeles. And honestly, while I did spend a lot of my time in touristy areas, it sure feels like the majority of the restaurants in Tokyo, at least the ones that I went to, are geared towards tourists. Finding a vegan restaurant shouldn't be a chore. Getting a reasonable vegan option at an omnivore restaurant shouldn't be challenging, but it surprisingly is.
Okay, this is a sign that I probably need to work out more and be in better shape. I'm gonna try to go up these stairs. I'm gonna do a shot of my face. Okay, I'm gonna try to go up these stairs. It's a challenge, a personal challenge. And they're very steep. And I've already gone up about, I don't know, a few hundred stairs. Okay, let's do this now. Okay, we're doing it. Now that I'm on camera, I'm got more energy because I'm performing for the camera. Get up there. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, last. Maybe I just need the camera on me.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Some more stairs. Take it up more. Take more stairs. More stairs. Okay. Going up some more stairs. Whew. I'm gonna take a break up here. I'm going up those stairs now. We're gonna take it up. It smells like seafood. Okay, I made it to the top.